Uh, 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 uh. Radio check. Radio check. Work is in the AO. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Glad you can join us today for another round of self-flagellation in Motorsport Manager, specifically the Asia Pacific Super Cup. Bit of a recap. We have not had a good 2026 season so far. As expected, we went a little too far ahead of ourselves and are now suffering the consequences of thinking that we can actually survive when we barely have anything in our HQ to help us get through everything. And most of our crew are pretty low level still. So far, we've been going pretty low in standings, and we're still 10th place, which means there's a good chance we will be demoted back to the European Racing Series, which would be really helpful for our case because we need to go back there and build up most of our hardware so we can finally get the money we need to get the road car factory up and going. We will get some money here if we go if we stay last at least. Well, that's the hope. For now, we're gonna have to 6 spots for sponsors. Let's look at the car. We're not designing any more new parts. We'll have to make do with what we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stages left in the entire series. I think we can get through all of them fast enough. Need to be lucky. Slot 6. Well, 14 races with Hypertech would be nice. Old George also offers some good stuff, but they only give us 300,000 per race. Ravelli is pretty low length there. No upfront, only 400,000. Looks like we'll have to stick with the Hypertech guys again. Guess better than nothing. On slot 1, good. We're losing most of our sponsors since our marketing levels are now really, really low. And they're above for qualifying and finishing the race. We got an $800,000 upfront and $400,000 bonus. I think we'll go with that. Best option we have right now. Viking is about to go after this race. Vamoose still has 2 races with us, so is Shimizu and Cortez. Unless we can make our marketability go up again, we're going to start the European Racing Series with some of the most awful marketing available, which is going to hurt our financial standing. Save that up. I'm not too confident about Rio either. Even with our experience with the group. Even with our prior experience with Rio in the other stages, it's still going to be absolutely painful trying to maneuver, especially since we had to worry about qualifying. City opportunity. What's this? Uh-huh. I already have... Okay, but the money, though. No, I think we're good. Sorry, Chief. I need Jacob to at least be able to drive a bit more decently. And he already is, because he is pretty much on the way out. I'm sure he's going to retire after this season, which means we're going to be promoting our reserve driver, Asumpcio Ario Leonet, after this. She has about the same level of stats too, which means if we can build her fast enough, she'll be able to get the same level as Jacob right now. Perez still has a couple of years left in her. I just need to have her well, she's already renewed her contract for this season onward, so we're good with that. It's Vosu that I'm worried about. Look at all that. It's kind of funny because remember last time when we had to deal with Vosu, he was having some issues with his wife twice. I have no idea how that event popped up again, but provide a major distraction for him, which kind of made the few chances we had at least getting in the top 10 slip away. Hang on, let me check something on my stats real quick. Hang on. Okay, now what we need to worry about? See, Perez, Vosu, as you can clearly see, is already losing most of his good points at an alarming rate, 10% per week. I don't know if he'll be able to keep at least the smoothness level at a green marker before the season is over, since there's still 5 more runs and not good. The injury still needs 3 weeks to heal, so he'll still be a bit rough in Rio. But hopefully he'll be back to full strength in Sydney, with whatever full strength he still has left. Perez is still going well, although her improvements are a bit slow, no thanks to Vosu being a resource hog. At least she's unlocked sweet spots too, which is going to be really helpful in the testing runs. This is good for qualifying. Adio Leonet still needs a lot of work. As soon as Vosu goes out, though, some of these levels might go up faster. He's currently really good at feedback, which is very helpful for us, but we're not really getting the most out of her ability here because of the fact that we're driving a garbage set of vehicles. You can't really upgrade them that much. What's happening in the Ardennes and Tundra? Rossini is still on top with Husted showing up some pretty nice stuff. Fortunately, Husted didn't show up anywhere in the Ardennes today. His teammate Balcazar took the reins there. Naito for Steinman Motorsport is still trailing, but he's now only 4 points behind Husted, as well as his teammate Taransenko. They're tied for second at 44 points. Levilainen for Panther rounds up the podium here, but he's down in sixth with only 22 points total in the drivers. Steinman, though, is only 7 points ahead of Rossini. If they get another big score in the next 2 races, really good chance that Steinman would once again lose the championship standings. Meanwhile, in Europe, in the European Racing Series, Vexala seems to be showing some pretty good stuff. Board on top, also scoring a fastest lap bonus. There's Coria scoring second for Archer, and Catherine Bingham getting third for Garuda, despite the fact that she's got a dodgy neck for at least 8 more weeks. This is going to be an issue for us now. 10 more days, we'll have to worry about water. Lots and lots of water. Hopefully we can keep our drivers up stay for that. Hang on. Right, next target. But the main issue here is the fact that we're rolling with some pretty bad spots. Ooh, lively stuff done. The staff are idle. Spec front wing seems nice. You know, that'll be helpful for getting some more points up front. Okay, what else can we increase? We can probably practice with the improvements of the, yeah, performance for the gearbox. That'd be nice. Very, very helpful for this. Have to make do with good parts for now. Politics vote. Hmm. Do I want to? I feel like I'm gonna be relegated still, but that depends. We'll probably see within the next, or within the last two races, if we might have to make illegal parts. If not, we might have to just switch out some such. We'll have to see first. In Nile, I need Miss Jessica Lag to practice her performance boosting so she can get some more points up in her stars. And let's see what we got. Yes, I'm voting for that. I'll vote for that. 3. I don't remember how much voting power I still have. 10. Fiber 4 against 4 for so far. Next time 5 versus 4, and I got 3, buddy. That is the deciding factor. My 3 voting power. Yep. You're gonna have spec wings next season, boys and girls, whether you like it or not. I don't think I'm gonna benefit from that, but I think we still have spec wings to work with in the European Racing Series, so that's gonna be helpful. Hopefully they didn't change any wing or any spec parts next season, although I do have to worry about the fact that there's the energy recovery system that they've implemented for the 2026 season in the European Racing Series, which could be an issue for us because I am absolutely no good with the dang thing. Where's the rules? Since standing. See the current rules. Series. For practice, that's the usual 27 laps on average. That's what we used to. Semi-sequential, standard merit, points for all drivers. Double points for the final season, the final race. I mean, bonus points for the fastest lap, bonus points for driver and pole. Oh yeah, because they have qualifying now. Road tires, Brutus. They're not very durable. 2 dry weather tire compounds, which makes things easier when choosing stuff. 15 dry tire choices. Driver aids are banned, yes. Spec rear wings, reverse drivers, grids, we use that. Standing start, yes. Last place bonus. Both virtual and real safety cars. I should have voted that out last season. Well, whatever. Refueling, spec brakes, pre-distributed tires, spec gearbox, spec suspension. I guess some of the wings got... No, the front wings probably still the same. Okay, and what's next year's rules? Beijing is out of the fight! Yeah, sure. Real safety car only. We should have gone for a virtual. Spec front wings are back! Yes. Yes, I could probably benefit from that if I go down in the European Racing Series again. That'll help us get some more money back into the front line. Good. I'm gonna keep you on the road because I need you for your money. Sponsor options. Who do we... Gustavo Cruzes might be helpful. Our selection. I'm gonna need 3 ultra softs. Couple of supers and plenty of softs. 2 ultra softs, several supers, and then the rest will be softs. So here's the problem, because we have 3 dry tire compounds, I cannot decide which one I will need to focus on in practice, because we can go for durability, which is soft, or we can go for a bit more speed, which is super soft, with ultra soft being used in the final leg. Problem is, because Rio is a sprint course, speed is a bit more of a factor. So we can either go for ultra softs only, or we can go for softs for durability, for longer durability. But I think since we need to be focusing a bit more on speed, super softs might be a better option for practice if they're not really happy with our current parts. But well, we can't do much about that right now. Guess we'll deal with this. Remember, we're only doing this for practice. I'm absolutely not confident with qualifying. Although, technically, we can try out the new Sweet Spots ability that Perez has unlocked with her mechanic, which will probably make it a bit easier to maintain temperature and could help us qualify a bit better. That's the question that is on everyone's mind. Can we actually do that? If we can't do it properly here, I'll probably just let it cruise in the next 4 races after Rio. Feedback is now down to 11. Sooner or later, I'll have Bosu switch out with Perez for feedback. Top speed. Some balance on downforce should be nice. Then we'll switch over to, yes, let's go with soft, super softs for both of our drivers. Okay. Arrows. Selection is the arrows and keep it on the softs. Let's hope the weather cooperates, because if it doesn't, we are so done for. Everybody else up front are using either soft or ultra, so they're going for durability over speed. Bit of a risk there. But we're sticking to our guns for now. Hang on. Okay, nothing on feed there. That's good, that's good. I'm expecting some changes are in order as soon as we hit the out lap. Or as soon as we finish the out lap. Rio Leonet seems to be doing some pretty decent stuff, keeping close with Vosu on this one, but it's just a practice run anyway. And here we go. Setup knowledge is getting a little too slow on the uptick. Still no feedback from either of them. I don't like this. Okay, gearing is a bit dodgy, got you. Getting the limiter on the straights, they need more speed, got you. So a bit more focused on speed. Armoa showing off his stuff a full second ahead of our drivers. So we got some pretty good runs out there. Pachalski now chopping up the fastest sector. Wasu's okay. The downforce is decent. They still need some speed ups. Okay. Speed balance needs a bit more speed. Okay, downforce could definitely use some more work though. Probably a bit less downforce maybe? Okay, let's see if this one works. Stints, let's make it a full 3 laps, including qualifying and race. Keep the same tires. And drive away. Aero's setup feels fantastic. Looks like Vossi is having some good fun driving here. He drops 13th for that. And Leon Ario drops 10th because of that run. Got an 80% on the tires. And Vossu's down at 77. They're both at medium setup knowledge now, at least. Handling feels too soft at the moment. Got you. Only 6 minutes and 20 seconds left in practice, and we're not showing a lot of good stuff out there yet. Although we're getting some good feedback. Qualifying trim is now level 1. That could be helpful. Chalsky now on top as she's going for an in-lap, ending her stint with a 1 minute 13 second drop. Ooh. Good tweaks of downforce, got you. Bossu finishes his 3-lap stint with a 14th place timesheet placement. Still need some work on running that up. Looks like drivers with soft tires are outpacing us, mostly because they have better performance right now. Better performing parts, so to speak. Okay, oof. Poor handling, poor speed. Yep, a bit more of that. Downforce maybe? No, a bit less downforce rather. And should be enough for now. Keep it in 4 laps. And maintain the same tires. See if things roll around with that. Ooh, also is down to 5th. Ario Leonette went up a bit, and she's now in 13th. Really decent, all things considered. Especially since we're running with a pretty bad set of parts. Speed bounce feels much better now, guys. Okay, but probably need some more speed up there. 2 minutes 50 seconds left. We're still pretty much on the low down. Super soft tires are about to go into level 3. Just need to focus on qualifying. Race trim. Oh, that was quick. Leonette's almost already done. Can she get back into it with only 1 minute 30 left, though, is the question. Low on fuel. Qualifying trim is now level 2. Race trim is only at level 1. Still needs a bit more work with speed balance, though. The downforce is definitely great. I would have been more focused on top speed. Well, Sue seems to be having a decent time with the handling now that we've toughened it up a bit. But he's still pretty much behind. 0.6 of a second behind the fastest, which is Wacholski. Or, no, not really. 0.6 behind. That's a second behind his last sector run. So a bit more work there. With practice is now over. Unfortunately, Bosu is stuck at 15th. Ario Leonette is now stuck at 12th. Better performance overall, but still needs a bit more practice. Chuzin snatches first for best lap. Looks like we got the stint. We got the setup decently well now. Now it's time to pray. Like we get some decent runnings out of qualifying. Oof, Thornton catching strays. Spirit GP also having some issues. Now it's qualifying day. Still pretty dry. Although the weather could change dramatically. But keep an eye out on that. Ultra softs, qualifying trim. Sweetest spots, qualifying trim. If handling change, I need a better handling setup for that. It's a bit harder on handling. Okay, that should do it. Keep it at ultra soft. And keep it at ultra soft. Okay, let's try and get this qualifying run, shall we? Well, there's a lot more green in Perez's side of things compared to Bosu, which makes things a bit easier for her. It's just great, not perfect. Oh well, whatever. I'll probably just have to simulate these next time. I really can't get a handle on tire heating for these games, or for this mode. I'm pretty sure if you have better parts, the green spot is much wider, so it's a little easier to handle that. Although the perfect one is, of course, in the middle. No, that's not gonna last. Really bad start there. A second behind the current leader. These numbers are awful. Especially since these guys are much faster than us. At least keep somebody up top. No. This... 5.5 minutes left in practice. Now we're dropping significantly. I don't like this. Bit tricky, this. Crap, tires are cold. Brakes are overheated. Yeah, no, I'm really no good with this. Oh crap, seriously it's starting to rain? Oh, whatever. You still have enough time to go for a pit run? Tires. Steer then. Bad choice, switch it up to intrusions. On a minute 24, we can still try this. Dang it. Couldn't get that out in time. No qualifying money either. Tunison is still on the way in, but he's definitely getting the points up here. Buenazardo coming in second, and Laser Reba rounding up the top 3 in qualifying. Definitely need to work on this one. We'll just have to let the run go through by what do you call it? Can't really do anything on oof. Tunes in. Yeah, I know about that, but I really need the marketing money, dude. Light fulleted. No, we'll go for super softs and raise trim. And pit stop, guru, and no, super softs and raise trim as well. Still not good on handling. I don't get it. Softs for now. Super softs rather. Leave the ultra softs for later. Wait, is it gonna rain? Oh, it is. Dang it! It's gonna rain for which one is this? NLF. Yeah, let's go for inters then. Do we stick with inters? I think we're gonna stick with inters for just a bit. Go with it. Is everybody else on inters is what I want to know. Yep, they're all on inters. We have no choice in that matter. Currently dead. Ooh, 15th, 16th because of qualifying. And we're off, starting lap 1 of a 26-lap race, and Perez is doing pretty decently, but Wasu had some poor acceleration there, and he is now down to 17th. Bit of a traffic jam at the start there, mostly because of the slow turn coming out of the first corner. It looks like we got some drivers already side to side on the middle. Looks like Sylvander and Stephenson are having a bit of a firefight in the middle. They are now neck and neck. Meanwhile, our drivers are way behind. Perez having some issues trying to keep 15th, and now Davis has gotten ahead of her. Trying to get back into it via that chicane, but the next set of chicanes puts Perez back in 16th. Vosu, meanwhile, is just about ready to drop to 20th at the start of lap 2, and somebody's already going for ERS. Ugh. I really am not a fan of this ERS thing. Why can't we just let the drivers drive on their own instead of relying on boosts anyways? Tire wear has become a bit of an issue. Both of our drivers are down to 73 or 77%, and we've still got 24 laps of running to do. Might have to push them a bit further up here. Although everybody else seems to be driving at max output instead. Bit of a problem with the car condition there. Davis still ahead of us, and she's pretty much running 2 seconds ahead of our drivers. Even without the ERS, it's definitely showing its work here. Track conditions are very wet right now, but it looks like we can probably keep it down for a bit more until we'll have to use some running in via super softs, or we might switch to ultras already. I could go for some durability over speed right now. We've gotten really wet. The inters don't seem to be doing so good so far, but the wetness will peak around the start of lap 5, apparently. Want to go for over... No. Okay, sure, let's try and go for overtake. See if we can at least catch up to them. Wachowski now setting a fastest sector record again. Drivers are way behind now. Like, way behind. I don't really know how you can do this as energy saving mode, since when I click it, it only goes into full output mode, which is kind of a bit of a trick shot. I should probably check the instruction manuals after the stream. Anyway, oof, did I click that up? Yep, I clicked that by mistake. We're now in the running for lap 7, and we're way behind. Lap 8 has now started for everybody else, and we're probably a lap behind for everybody now. Tires are starting to dry up. We might have to switch around lap 13. Perez is already in a bit of a bind there. Still some more wetness on the track, but the wetness will probably end around 13. Hopefully it will stay that way. Seriously, how do people actually use ERS? I can't really make heads or tails of it. How far is the next driver over? 6 seconds ahead. That's how badly our drivers are performing right now. Parker has crashed in Sector 2. What the heck happened? That's not a good shot for Firebird MRT there. Parker just kind of slipped outside of the road. Not really looking too hot for her. Now, we're starting lap 10, and both of our drivers are now way behind. I'm expecting Delinquist and Lee to suddenly show up on our back using their ERS as well. I just need to wait until around lap 13, and then we'll switch out to speed. Tires are still pretty decent at least, so we can probably conserve them. Buenos Aires seems to be having problems with his car. He's now switched over to soft tires as well as Suntory. Pretty early switch here. It looks like they're expecting some more rain after this race, so they're going for speed. We'll send Perez over for some running. Options. Parts condition. Still pretty decent, all things considered. I can probably fix the front wing. Well, keep it balanced. Hopefully, no issues will arise. If things get a bit off there, we'll have to send Perez over to... Oh, we'll have to send Bostu over into safe mode when he gets into the pit lane himself. Bostu is currently in 9th. Hopefully that doesn't do much. Oof, there she is. Perez is now in 19th again. Let's let you drive for another run. 14 laps to go. Bosu still at 9th, but he's getting left behind pretty badly. I'm going to switch out after this. Switching over here. So, Super Softs. Getting our fuel up. Parts conditions. Okay, let's fix up that front wing. Recharge. Nope. No errors there. Hopefully this one also will be an error-free run. Bosu is now in 3rd, but he's not going to stay there for long. He needs to get into pit soon. He's now down at 19%, which means his output is going to be awfully bad. Bosu, our team does well on a decent running, but with the ERS... Ooh, there's a mistake there. With the ERS in the way, it gets a bit annoying, mostly. And that puts us in a bit of a really bad problem. Since both of our drivers are a bit more on skill-based driving instead of driver-aided racing. We've only got 12 laps to go. Both of our drivers are still pretty decent as far as tires and fuel are concerned, but we're not exactly going super hot right now. Especially since it looks like everybody's gone for endurance over speed. Which means hopefully we can stay in the running for a bit longer and they'll just run out. But that's going to be a bit risky. We've got 11 laps to go. On top, Buchalski has some ERS modes trying to get away from the closest competitor in sight. Bosu has gone for ERS safe mode, and he's trying to get into it. Going up to 17th, but Lee blocks him and keeps him from 16th. Now Perez is still behind, 42 seconds behind the leader, which is Buchalski. Amachi is 7 seconds behind, Shun is in at 9. That ERS boosted run really gave Buchalski one hell of a push. The original pit leader, Armoa, is now behind in 5th and is trying his best to get back into it. Wait, was it Armoa? No, it was somebody else. No, it wasn't Ribeiro, obviously. Where is he? No, it was Armoa who was in the lead, knocking Tunison out at the last second. But he is currently at 5th, trying to get back into things, 10 seconds behind the current race leader, Buchalski. Meanwhile, here in the back, Bosu is still using a bit of his energy reserves just to get back into the pace of things. Bit of a backup there, but still in some sort of issue with running. Perez might need to calm down a bit. Although, yeah, we still have 9 laps. She could probably get back into it with the use of her ERS. Bosu has finally returned to recharging, and he is still stuck in 17th because of that. Not much to work with here. It looks like everybody else is also going for power over speed. A lot of endurance coming in so far. probably put the tires on neutrals. Ew, McTC saw me, blocked Perez at the last second before she can overtake. And now he's coming for Vossu's spot. Vossu not exactly going so good with the handling, making a bit of having a bit of a problem trying to keep it tight on the turns. Perez goes for personal best, but she definitely needs some more boosting up. Now she's in backup power mode. Got 7 laps remaining, and we're the only other driver behind besides Amachi who are using. Oh, we have the only other driver besides Amachi who are using the super soft tires for driving, while everybody else has gone for endurance. There hasn't been much of an overtake here. Perez still having trouble getting through. MacDC saw me there in the back. Esprit and our team here in Watson Industries trying to fight off against each other to avoid being last place, though I think we're just gonna let things slide since we really need to recover most of our losses. Yeesh, I know. Now it's lap 21, 5 more laps to go. I still don't see any changes between our drivers and them. Oh no, that was lap 21, that was 6 laps ago. Now we're in lap 22 with 5 more laps to run. And it's just Esprit versus Watson in the back here. And we're still struggling to overtake everybody. Esteban's pretty much pulled away thanks to the ERS. The ERS isn't really helping much. Let's see how things go from here, with Esteban still behind us and with a good amount of energy. Thankfully the fuel is still pretty much on the run-in. Probably conserve those tires for a bit. Now going for overtake. Our parts are still okay, right? The engine's still running decently. Fuel could probably last for a couple more laps, thanks to the ERS providing some extra boosting, or extra power to keep us driving. Now that's Santori going from up. Buchowski still on top, 2 laps to go. Amachi just about ready to go. Oof. Go down to over to high mode then. Let's try to get as far away from Esteban as possible. Final lap, and both of our drivers are in the back. Just keep charging, let's see if we can actually get something out of that. Nope, definitely in the back there still. I'm surprised Lee managed to stay ahead of us despite the fact that he did 2 pit stops alongside Dellingfist. Ugh. Poor Perez couldn't get out of that. Kruger Motorsport scoring a vital finish here, with Buchowski grabbing the pole finish, or the pole finish on a tight squeeze. Pretty much putting the usual suspects out of the run-in for now. And as is expected, Rio was a bit of a pain to deal with. Can't really do much about that. Thankfully, it didn't rain as much as we thought it would. So that's a bit of a decent run. Ooh, Esteban went down with a 10-second penalty for some reason. Must have cut a corner or something. Sylvander also suffering some serious issues because he had a part that broke the rules, and he is now down to 13. Kind of a shame. The time penalty did no, the time penalty didn't do much for Vosu, who's still at 16th, and Perez is still at 19th, so there's not really a lot to be done there. We're still in the 10th place. Oh, other half's not happy. Armoa, though, managing to get back into it, and he's back in second. Heroic effort from the Brazilian, trying to wow the home crowd, but still a bit of a rough patch there for Kirov. Marketability is still awful. Why the drop? Why the drop? What happened? Not because of her age, is it? We still managed to make some money out of that, at least. But I want to know why the drop. What happened there? Is it because of the performance? I think it's because of the performance, isn't it? Oh, okay, just 12 hours. That's great. Okay, what's the interview about? Let's drop the market. Good lord, what kind of marketability does a top flight team have like this? What the heck? We had one mistake, 10 seconds slower than our record. Naotake-san, nanne yatteんだよ. News. Portland Forest. 40,000! Or 40 million, rather. Can I still not build a road car factory with just this? Dang it. Still need some more money then. Gotta make up some more marketability. So what happened there, Perez? What happened? Start dropping. Oh, it's because of Vosu. His resource hog capabilities are going up, and well, Perez did have a boost and did get a bit older, so the growth rate is a bit lower now. How about Assumption? I can't really break away from Vosu just yet because we're gonna lose money. So we'll have to make do with this. Once Vosu goes, gonna lose some decent marketability, which means it's gonna be harder making money today, the next season, unless we can get our drivers back up. So probably have to look for other drivers. Well, I did mark some drivers up here for next season. Right? Boris Vyhovsky seems decent, although he has the issue of not being a pay driver. But he is open to contracts, yes, he's very interested so far. The issue is if he changes, if we demote ourselves after the end of the season, which means there's a good chance he might not be listening to us anymore. On the other side of things, we also have somebody else up here. Okay, not on the higher end. Somebody else here. It's Victoria Rivadero, who's currently with Vexala, and is only 4 months left into in her contract, but she's not interested in talking with us right now. Dang it! I think they got something out of her. Well, I still have her on Star just in case they don't renew her contract. April Fawcett is currently driving Pamplona, but she's already pretty low on morale, and considering she's not joining a team in the Pacific Super Cup, that sucks. Maybe if we go down to URS, I don't know, just to be on the safe side. So technically speaking, the only one we have as a prospect or a decent prospect right now at least, is the Ukrainian over there. Matila Chudovic seems decent as well, but I'm not too sure she wants to talk to us, and she doesn't really have pay driver bonuses. Okay, just on the safe side, start her up as well. Chandi Bengana seems to be decent. Pretty good feedback, good consistency, good cornering, some smoothness there. She's crazy though. Oh yeah, Agneta O'Carlson, I forgot about that. I also started her. Very good cornering, not exactly consistent, but her feedback's decent. Very, fairly adaptable, fairly smooth. We just need to increase her skills in over. Ooh, Isaya Kane. Open wheel racing. I'll probably start him up as well as he's interested. We can look into him. The problem with Kane is that he's got a low starting point, and he's not exactly uh, how shall we say this? Not exactly somebody who can help us financially. This marketing bonus is only gonna last for a couple more weeks. There, he won't really help us. But just in case, we might consider him once Vosu retires. Mostel, not very smooth, but very good at braking and cornering, so he's pretty decent for corner happy runs. Else, Henderson de Silva Melo, not very smooth too. Pretty good at cornering though. Schmutzer, racing rally cars, passive. Meh. Ivo Marcelino seems nice. Not very smooth, not very consistent though. Jonathan Bankhurt, no cornering skills whatsoever. John Dominic Savine, stock car champion. That means speed control, but not much else. Poncein, addictive personality. Ugh. It's not permanent though, but doesn't have any other stats that would be really useful right now. France is with Ruiz Motorsport, and we can't really go with him. He's already 38. Probably gonna retire. Bao Tang rather. Driver. Pay driver, but he has absolutely no more skills because he's already retiring. Like zero everything. Ugh. Designers, doesn't seem like there's anybody. Frederick Kelly is great, but I don't think he's. Yep, he doesn't want to talk to anybody below the World Racing Championship, so that's going to be annoying. What else do we have to worry about? There's going to be a lot more to worry about around here. Let's look into that later. For now, let's go ahead and push our drivers a bit further. We don't have much time, apparently. Kind of missed that memo. Anywho, where do we go? Car repair is complete. They can go back to working on the performance. Should probably assign some more performance work for Miss Leg over here so she gets some more practice done. Oh, she's already done some of these. Okay. Sponsorships. What do we want? Ishikawa Malt Whiskey is gonna be helpful with the upfront, but I don't think we can get their sponsor bonus objective this run. Is done. Let's have her practice some of the. Still not done apparently. What? Age of training. Let's improve some more. What's this about me training? Do I want to? Yeah, sure. Help the marketing team. Although that means, yeah, we're back down to 40 million. Look at that. Or at least better than Firebird's car, apparently. I don't get how that works, but still. Do I want to design a new part? I'm gonna go down for sure, though. So maybe not. Oh, Kovalainen out of nowhere snatching first the Phoenix circuit here. Naito going for second, and Husted down to third. Husted's lead is now down to a really precarious 52. Naito is just 2 seconds behind, 2 points behind him. Tarasenko is at 6. Kovalainen has now climbed a bit to 5th, while Balcazar is now down to 4th. Steinman Motorsport, however, is still keeping the points up because both Steinman drivers are in the podium. They are now up to 96 points in team standings, so that's going to be a bit of a problem. With only 5 more legs to go, Rossini needs to work their way up here if they want to get back in the championship. While in the ERS, it scores 1 for the Lucatelli, while Vexala's Rivadero goes down to 2nd, and Archer BMR's Mox GU is down to 3rd. Look at Itzo is now top of the standings in the Drivers' Championship with 131 points. Ward from Vexala is stuck at 2nd, and Hornblood from Octane is at 3rd, sharing positioning with Chu from Silva. At 110 points. Lucatelli dominating so far, 225 points ahead of Vixala, who's currently at 213. With just a few more races to worry about. Really good chance that they're going to stick to it till the end, even if they lose one stage or two. This is our first time in Sydney, I think. He's now fully recovered. Yes, thank you. Apparently bang on. 24 laps, so it's going to be 12-12 maybe, if we can manage it. Front wings for Keyta, yeah. Super soft, soft, and medium. Looks like we're going for super softs. Or rather, we're going for softs, and then super softs for finals. Let's hope the weather is a bit decent. No, it's going to be rainy. Progress anyway, no point in trying to do anything. I could probably at least get some investment for Vancouver. Probably. Just one. Or maybe not. Gonna be dropping down to the ERS anyway. Let's not. Let's not waste our money. And just focus on getting back into it. Okay, what do we want? Gustavo Cruz is, of course, the safest right now. Auto pick, auto. 5-4, parts fitting. I have to make do with that. Hang on, let me check marketability again. Marketability. Media trained. Where is it? There it is. Marketability 15. 82,89991. Marketability overall is 87.3. Sponsor appeal level is just 4 out of 5 again. Well, whatever. Let's go to Vancouver. Oh, Sydney, I mean. Wait, we already went to Sydney. What am I thinking? Right? Maybe not. I'm probably thinking of something else. Crap. Where's this? Where's the calendar? I need to remember my calendar. There it is. Season calendar. Nope. I was thinking of something else. Anyway. This is going to be a bit of a tricky run. Gonna need some good feedback from our drivers for this one. Front wings are gonna be absolutely important, so we're gonna need that guy to be maximum output. Some acceleration might be nice, or maybe some more speed. Handling. Probably some oversteer should be nice. Okay, let's go with that. And tire choice will be soft. Oh, hang on. Something came up. Notes. About that. Okay, we're switching to soft for this one. Both of our drivers have to be in soft because we need a balance of speed and durability. And since the weather might change, having a bit more softness might be helpful. Okay, let's go and take practice. Going to simulate, hang on, stints. 12 laps should be nice. Oh, did I not change her stats? That can't be right. Soft speed. Okay, let me check. Okay. Stripes. Hang on. Something important came up on my feed. Ore. Sorry about that. Okay, where were we? Going for speed, some oversteer, and a bit more aero. Balance things out, and I need to increase her to 3. So try to softs. Yeah, okay, seems to be okay here. Keep it at 4, and let's roll. Good tight squeeze here. Hopefully there's no wall of champions in here, because I don't want both of our drivers to crash in their first and last run on Sydney. Right. Okay, alright, they're on. Sorry about that. We're the only guys currently driving on softs right now. Oh, never mind. Sylvander switched out to softs as well. Boss 2 starting his flying lap. Not too confident, but ooh, okay. Arrow is feeling great right now, apparently. So we got that one right at least, but we're not exactly running at full tilt right now, especially since everybody's driving super softs. Hang on. Okay. Sorry about that. Also doing some extra stuff while doing this. Probably keep my ear out in case. Ooh! Yeah, no, we're not really gonna stay up on top. I don't remember the inspiration for the Sydney course having a dam over there. Quite an interesting addition, but kind of risky as far as open wheel racing is concerned. At least that's what I think. Alright, handling is a bit less responsive than I thought it would be, so I guess I need to speed that up. I do remember playing Ridge Racer, and it's a typical... It's a typical... there's a couple of stages in the Ridge Racer games where you drive over dams. But that's closed wheel racing, not open wheel like this one, so it's a bit less dangerous, I think. Okay, a bit more stiffness maybe. Acceleration then? No, keep it. Oversteer would be nice. Okay, keep it at that. Vosu is still rolling, but he's dropped down to 12th. Leonette is Rio is dropping even further. Sorry about this. Is kind of weird seeing hills like this. Okay, try shorter gearing, got you. More shorter gearing then, got that. Then Adio is now down to 17th. There's a lot more hills on this road than I would expect from an open wheel racing circuit, to be honest, which is kind of concerning. Because even if these are just mid-class racing cars, with this much turn, or rather this much of a hillside connection, it's kind of... There's a really good chance that there's a lot of jumpiness that could be involved. Oh, what are we talking here? Really wet, apparently. So a bit more acceleration then. Up. Switch over to wets. I get real wet. Hang on. Okay. Do I want to send in an EOD on it now? I could probably do another lap. Okay, let's just finish this one. And okay, she's already coming in. That's good enough. Now I think about it, is there a current F1 course that has a big river like, or big bridge like that? Hmm. Sorry about this. Okay, everybody else, either inters or wets. Raining all the way through. Come on, we've only got 2 minutes left. At least we got race trim to level 1, but we still need... Ooh, speed balance is still poor. Okay, so a bit shorter acceleration. Stint, let's go for full 3 and then switch over to wets. Oof. Sorry if I'm suddenly silent. I need to finish this one right here. And 40 remaining in practice. Can Adio get back into it and at least get some more runs out? Oof. Minute 10, and we've still got a couple of runnings, and the record is 1 minute 50. So it's going to be a bit of a cry run. Sorry about that. Hang on. Okay, 30 seconds left. A really bad time for the ride, for the roads to wetten up. Give me a second. I need to focus on this a bit more. Real quick. Stand by. Sorry about that. Let's finish this a bit quickly. 10 seconds. Qualifying rounds not looking too good. Stuck at 14th and 18th. Not exactly a good jump out. Expecting the qualifying and race lens to be just as bad, weather and driving wise. Speed balance still needs a bit of work. We'd probably work that out next run in the qualifying. Let's see if we can get anything out of that. Oof, I forgot to close that up. It's raining. It's raining. Okay, it's gonna be qualifying and ultra soft. Sweetest spots, qualifying trim. Okay, a bit more on acceleration by looks of it. And keep it at inters? Okay, fine, that's what you want. And simulate session. We're not making out of it. Wow, we're even worse in sims than we did in the actual races. That sucks. Oh well. That's awful. Really have to handle these guys properly. I don't care anymore. Let's just go ahead. Looks like it's really rainy right now. Tire trim stuff. We got the car set up properly this time though, so that's going to be helpful. Engine mode should be high. Sorry about that. Are we sticking to inters? Fine, let's go with inters then. Tires should still be in neutral, and then we'll go for fuel burn. I'm not too much a fan of weight stripping, let's be honest. Especially since we're using some pretty bad cars. We haven't seen the end of the road, of the starting grid in a while. Wow, Vosu had some pretty good acceleration for that one. And he's now up to 17th. Doing pretty decently, all things considered. And he is now up to 13th. Pretty good start on that hairpin corner. Guess the weather really equalized things, but I'm too worried about the ERS. And he's having some trouble getting through the straights. Ugh. He's now back to 15th after that. I have to push the tires a bit more. Especially since we're going to change things in a couple of laps. Now starting in lap 2, Vosu is down to 16th again as ERS pop-ups are showing up one after another. Perez has gone up to 18th at least. Make that she's gone down to 19th as Vosu and Amashi has gone ahead of both of our drivers. It's only Ribeiro in the back. Trying to smooth things out. Hang on. Now we're starting lap 3, 22 laps to go, and both of our drivers are back in the end again. Buenozardo scoring fastest lap and is currently on the pole position as well. Bad start to get that ERS rolling. Ew! Where'd that come from? Perez is now down to 19th. With Lee jumping out ahead of her. And Ribeiro is now up to 14th after that devastatingly quick push with the ERS. Vosu is now at 18th. I think I prefer seeing them using these ERS packs for extra fuel instead of power. Now, if things are starting to dry up, we might switch out around the end of lap 6, and then go for endurance over speed. 20 laps to go, not exactly a lot between our drivers and them. Almost ready to switch out, probably at the end of lap 6, or the end of lap 7, maybe. Everybody else still seems to be in inters. "19 laps to go. I don't see anybody switching for a pit stop yet. So we're going to have to wait until the end of lap 6, maybe? The end of lap 7, I don't know. Still too early to consider things. These chicanes are a bit wobbly. I really can't get a lot of speed out of them. Our acceleration is a bit laughable right now, so... anybody else switching out? Nope, Armo was still driving ahead using his ERS to get ahead of the pack. I'm going to assume we're going to have to switch around lap 12 then. Or slightly earlier. So then neutralize these. Much going for Perez on this one. You can't really get a lot of speed out here because of all the chicanes and the corners. So I guess acceleration is definitely the main key here, even though there's still a lot of space for moving up faster. Like the pseudo straight here before the hairpin for the dam. Oh, it's lap 8. Nobody has switched out yet, surprisingly. Fine, good lord. Just quiet down, man. Quiet down. It's a little too early for this, though. I think we're going for durability, then. We're not gonna stack up our drivers. Hang on. Nope, the others aren't pitting. So we'll have to wait until we can get through here. Oh, some other drivers are already starting the pit runs. If 2 seconds, well, whatever. Well, Sue will have to go for mediums. Looks like everybody else in the back has also gone for mediums as well. Durability over speed right now. Perez just about ready to go. Everybody else up front are still in inters, though I think Armo is just about ready to switch out. Kind of annoying listening to your drivers complain about tire wear when they don't seem to know how to actually operate that. But we're seeing some pit changes coming in. Oof. Perez couldn't get out to 17th because Parker was in the way. I will have to hope she can actually keep that thing alive. Bosu now up front. Trying to get him out of there before Parker gets close to him, but Parker has enough energy to overtake. Bosu trying to defend, a bit tight there. And unfortunately, he runs out of steam just before the hairpin towards the dam exit. Though Bosu has managed to overtake some other drivers that have switched out at the start of lap 11. Perez now on the push at 17th, Bosu at 16th. If we can keep both of our drivers at least outside long enough, we might be able to stay in the running and might snatch a bonus up there as well, but they're too far. Ooh, Tuna's in. Playing a little too close for comfort there with just 1 lap out. 2% of his tires remaining. Almost got him out, but I think he'll be able to get out okay. Yep, he's already on the way out of the pit lane before our drivers can even get towards the exit point. Kind of a shame, really. Oh, Bossu got ahead of Tunizin before he got out. Too bad Tunizin still has a good charge on his battery, so I think he'll be getting an overtake soon. Good defending on the outside corner from Bossu, keeping Tunizin in check, trying to keep him away from inside overtakes. Too bad the chicane didn't help him there, and now Tunizin is getting away through the dam straight. And Perez has been overtaken by the Beto on the other end. Oof, the tires are now really cold. Trying to push our drivers a bit. Ah, Ribeiro with the ERS over there. I really can't make heads or tails of this ERS thing. Like, they're telling you you should only use the ERS on straights, but the AI drivers use the ERS on corners and they're fine. I'm going to assume it's only because we're using really garbage car parts right now, which is why we can't really make the most out of the ERS. But hopefully, once we get back into the European Racing Series, we won't have to worry about these parts anymore, and we'll still have enough money to build up the road car factory for future investment. Bit of a rough patch, that. Some of the other drivers are also starting to lose their tires a bit too early. Bit risky, that. 16 has now started, and both of our drivers are still in the back. Makdisi saw me and Bossu fighting for 19th here. Where's Esto? Esto was at 13th, surprisingly. Pretty good running from the Spaniard, one of our old rivals in the European Racing Series. Some sparks as they exit the dam straight. Damn straight. Okay. Oop! Amachi ran wide. That's a really bad spot there. Running wide on a hairpin that pretty much dumps you into the water if you make a mistake. Kind of a scary run there. I mean, technically, there's still that runoff point before you hit the rocks, but still, a bit of a scare, that. Too bad we can't take advantage of that because we're way behind. Bossu currently running really badly as we start lap 8. And 17th and 18th is still the same here. Ooh, Parker! Parker has been flagged for cutting a corner while driving with the ERS. That's going to be a problem for the Australian there. But she's Australian yet. No, it's the American. Mixed her up with another one. Cutting through the dam straight, Bossu is still at 17th. 3/10 of a second behind Tunizin now. And we're starting to see some serious tire wear up front. Trying to balance things out with Perez here, who's having issue with keeping her tires warm and sticky. Now 7 laps to go. Our drivers are still pretty decent as far as energy goes, but they're way behind. Esteva is now down to 14th as Parker gets ahead of her, but Parker is already down at 15%, probably 20% on our tires. Yeah, down to 29%. Wonder if she can keep the tires running for a couple more laps. Roiba ran wide again. Where is Roiba? How do you run wide here? Ooh, that's not a good sign. He's got some parts issues. Six laps to go. Our drivers are still way behind. Just trying to stay as far away from the guys up on the back as possible. Millie Davis, East Motorsport has told Simone Santori to let her teammate through. Ooh, Dellingfist had to go for a pit change very late in the game, going for softs here. Not exactly a good choice for him, but it seems to have enough of an ERS backup to at least get ahead. Need to keep him away from us as we still have 5 laps remaining and we're still in lap 19 technically. And there goes Lee in a pit change. Dang, he went a little too early and he is now down and up, but I think he's going to be able to go out fast enough before our drivers can get to him. That's bad news. Perez is also now down 27% on tires. Parker has gone for a pit change, but it's pretty quick, and she's now out on super softs, going for speed here. Just have to let Perez drive all the way in. The option is to attack. Switch over to supers. Fuel, we've already got that. Can we fix this? No, we can't. See if we can switch her out quick enough using a fast strategy. 33 seconds. Very risky here. I think we're gonna lose Perez's position. That's not a good sign. Let's hope she can get out fast enough. Come on. Okay, go, go, go. Ooh, not good enough. Not good enough, friends. Not good enough. Perez is now in the back, way behind. We've only got 3 laps to go. Vosu is still here in the 15th spot, too far away from anybody. Perez couldn't get close enough, and she's 7 seconds behind Vosu. Not exactly a good spot for our French driver here. 3 more laps to go. Both of our drivers way behind. Starting at lap 22. 2 laps to go. Probably time to conserve the tires for Vosu, who's now at 24%. Can we keep it until the end of the race? Yeah, it's getting pretty worn, I can tell. Oops, somebody's coming in. Dellingfist seems to be ready to overtake. Let's hope the acceleration actually helps us keep the back 5 away from Vosu. A bit risky, this is now approaching the final lap. That's Dillingfist out there. He's still got a lot of power left. Time to push this. Yep, that's Dillingfist going for an overtake power surge. You're now low on fuel. Vosu needs to stay in it if he wants to stay in 15th. It's going to be near impossible to get this thing done. He's already down 18%. As long as the acceleration is okay, I think we can keep Dellingfist away, but it's not looking too hot for both of our drivers, especially with the ERS on. And there goes Dellingfist, just about ready to overtake. Yep, there he goes. Not good enough. Perez is down in 20th. Armoa finally gets revenge for the previous bad performance, and he is now up at the top. Ooh. 3 more races to go before we can go home, but I don't think I have enough time for all of them, so we can probably try just one more and then we can call it in for the night. Scrutineering. Ooh, Buenazardo getting a pole position bonus. Too bad he couldn't convert that to a pole finish as well. Ooh, Davis and Parker are both getting penalties here. Davis dropped 2 places because of parts penalties, and Parker gets a 10-second penalty for cutting a corner again. That's going to help Vosu climb up a bit. Too bad Perez is stuck at 19th. We're still in the bottom. Yeah, Armo is going to have a lot to be happy about that performance because he was domineering. Let's see how things are over at the main pit lane. As soon as Vosu is out of this area, I think most of these negatives will be gone. Well, at least that's a hope. And by the looks of it, we're still getting some money out of it, so we should be happy. Mostly because of the pay grade. We're the pay drivers. Once we lose Vosu, things will be a bit off. Esperanza is dominating the table here. 120 points into Sydney, or out of Sydney. 3 more races, but they seem to have this in the bag. Armora, meanwhile, seems to have some trouble keeping his top spot, though. 72% or 72 points against 52. There's still a good chance within the next 3 races that somebody could get over him if he fails to compete or at least finish in the top 3 for the next few races. But that is a very remote chance, especially since Boa Esperanza seems to be dominating so far. But Team Keyta is also still in the running. Pretty decent run there. Hours, that's nice. An interesting driver. I honestly want to talk with him. 2.7. No mistakes, but we're still pretty slow. We need to get better guys out there. Like, way better. Kanazawa seems to be okay, but he's still in the pit lane for some reason. Is there anybody we can... I guess since some of the guys are still pretty decent as far as engine is, or as far as stamina is concerned, nobody's getting switched out. Hang on. Where were we? Alright, we're preparing for the big guns. Okay, next run. Car repair is complete. The sponsorship offer. Oh, there's a lot of sponsorship offers, but they're pretty low. Condor Telecoms is offering us $1 million up front, but they want us to hit 4 or above. Yeah, let's go with that. Ambrosia seems decent, but I mean decent in terms of targeting. 6 or above. Fortunately, they can only offer 700,000. Upfront's only 300,000. So let's go with Condor Telecoms again. On the other side of things, we have La Roca. Okay, two stars, but they're offering $1 million, so that's decent enough, I suppose. Kashima. They got a fixed payment, but they don't have any upfront. I'll work with that. Marketability still needs to get back up. And the next race is in 17. I mean, we can probably get a better gearbox before that, but we can't put it into max options. We've only got 2 more racers after this. Since we're definitely going down anyway, I think it's much more efficient. It'll be a bit better if we just go down here and then set budget for next year's car. Hang on. Okay, so I think we can go for extra money now. Since it's only 1, 2, 3. Let's spend the last 3 races getting some more money out for. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of spending. So let's go for fat stacks until the end of the season, and then we'll switch the budget out so that we'll have a decent starting set before the next season in the European Racing Series. Just need to remember that I need to adjust the finances once we go back. Chairman will not be happy. He's only going to be able to give us 1 million, so that's not really helpful. Okay, here's the thing. We're still, if things don't change when we go back to the ERS, we can probably keep the same income right now. And then we'll probably just have to wait until we've got a decent a run of money going. And then we can switch back to, we can definitely go for fat stacks once we have a road car factory set up. But at the rate the current car next year's car money is going, I don't think we're running decently. Okay, where is it? Currently $5 million year to date. Yeah, okay. Let's just go for fat stacks now. I know we're gonna lose some more money here, but with the last place bonus, we can probably more than make up for that. So let's go with high. Hang on. Hang on. Check something real quick. Okay, apparently you should not do that because if you get relegated, all the investment you put into the car for next year is gonna be reset anyway. So let's just go and save. Hopefully things will be okay. Let's just assign some improvements. Okay, there's still a couple more. Let's just save our money. We're gonna lose anyway, so there's no point. Firebird MRT has upgraded their factory at a cost of $35 million. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, they're already back in the Black Sea. God. Keyta dominating again for Lucatelli Racing. Vexala is getting a bit closer, 237 points compared to 265. If Vexala gets another good set of points here before the end of the season, at least in 2 more races, there's a good chance they can sneak up on Lucatelli and snatch the win. Silva's not showing up though. Too bad Lucatelli has two podium placers for this leg of the series, which is going to make it much more difficult for Vexala to get back into it, especially since Rivadero is down here on a 12th. What the? Change race designers though? Don't want to talk to me. All of the good designers have already been signed up. Suspension. Yeah, I think it's much better if we... Wait, where's my staff? Staff. Charlotte Williams is only 3 months out. Jessica Legg might need a contract too. Are they still interested in working with us? Okay, they're still interested, so we can probably talk with them. Though there's a good chance we might replace Charlotte if things don't look too good. But I think she's got a good engine, front wing, and suspension setup for now. But if we look at the setup, though. Next year's rules. Spec front wings. Spec front wings. Okay. What else? What are the other spec parts right now? Okay. Spec rear wings. Spec brakes, spec gearboxes. That's pretty much it. We still need her. Or rather, we still need Williams for our setup right now because she's still got a decent engine. And the suspension is still a key factor. Although, if we do need somebody on the roll up here, and she's already at, no, even at 39, she's still pretty decent, I think. But just to be on the safe side, keep an eye out on these ones. Designers, Hashimoto, the engine's awful. Suspension's great though. Gil Diaz Acosta, can't use rear wings in the ERS right now. Chandra Class, the suspension's pretty much it. 19. Luis Heck. Box 11. Gautier Diaz. He's only got good parts and legendary parts, but I don't really need yet any legendary parts yet. Else. All the really good ones are already hired. They're not the type that would talk to somebody who's going down to the ERS anyway, so. He's already pretty old too. So, Karen Jones, Greg Bosco. Okay, let's worry about that later. Let's go ahead and finish this run. Just one more race, I'm afraid. Oh, it's on the mail. Vancouver is going to be acceleration, fortunately, and it's going to be wet. Is it storm year or for something? Telemetry. Huh? Parker's been having a bit of whinge in an interview with us here at Gazzetta dei Motori. Motori. I'll be honest with you, being mid-table sucks. I want to see the team make a few strides because at the moment I feel like I haven't been able to show off my skills as a driver. You understand that? Okay, that's it. Here we go. Margate. Kitano Sports, Winston Margate. Some pretty good points out there, but too bad. Well, he was a pay driver too, and he had a lot of money in the boost there. Now, let's see if the budget is correct. I might have made a mistake still. Finances at budget. Okay, it's still pretty cheap. Okay. No choice there. We'll have to go with Gustav. Auto pick. Pick. Okay. Should be enough. Race. Because the Vancouver course is a bit shorter in the Asia Pacific Super Cup, it's a bit of a sprint. It's going to be a bit longer on the runs, so we'll have to make do. Bit wet out there right now. Gonna be only wet to her. Not a good sign for us. Can't go for inters. Inters as well. Let's take practice. Okay, 4 laps. Inters. 3 laps. Inters. 3 minutes on the run there. By the time they come back in, we'll have to switch over to really wet tires. What the hell happened to Ario Leonette there? She had a bit of a snap out. Looks like she suffered a bit. Coming out a straight hairpin. Coming on the start of the flying lap, and everything has gotten really wet. Looks like we'll have to switch over to wet tires after this. Maybe not. Looks like some of them are still sticking to inters, so maybe we'll stick to inters, I guess. More responsive handling, got you. Armor 1, Bueno Zardo, definitely showing up their spots. Meanwhile, Ariel is complaining about the wings on her car. Oh, Sylvander jumping out of nowhere. As he switches out on the top. Ribeiro and Parker also going somewhere thick there. Amachi snatching first. Handling isn't responsive enough. Can we do anything about that? So a bit more responsive handling, it says. Slightly softer, maybe? A bit balance between acceleration. To keep it up at inters. There's Ario finishing 10th, surprisingly. And things are starting to get really dry. Maybe you can make her exit rather on soft tires. If downforce is poor. Do they need a bit more downforce? Maybe less downforce then. Balance towards. Then keep it at 3. Now it's switching the tires to softs. Amachi scoring another boost in the timesheets there, 58.124. Too bad Tunison is now climbing up there as well. Davis gets second, just a few seconds behind, but Lee and Armo are showing up their stuff already. How about Bossu? Ugh! Bossu at 7th. But he's not gonna last much more of that. Okay, gonna have to put the downforce back up again. We've only got 4 minutes 40 seconds in here. Speed balance also needs a little more tweaking. Slightly higher than handling seems to be decent. So a bit more balance on acceleration and speed then? Or do we need to be at full speed? Can't quite tell. Let's go at it. Oh. Oh, only 11th. Could still use some more work to get up on that practice. Downforce got worse with the setup. Looks like they need more downforce then. Qualifying trim now level 2. It's just downforce that needs a bit more work. Everything else is rolling pretty decently. Okay, let's go with this. Go up to 3 laps. And keep the same tires. Wasu is at 13th now. Aria is down to 11th, but hopefully things will change after these last 3 minutes of practice. Everybody else had gone for ultras, unsurprisingly. Trying to get as much performance out of the ultra tires as possible. But I guess I just want to be going for staying power over speed. Now that could be a really bad choice, especially for a sprint course. As you can clearly see here. Ugh. Not too good. Ario's down to 15th, Wasu at 18th. Intermediate level 3. Oh, we didn't switch out Wasu's tires at all. I forgot about that part. Setup knowledge is great for both of them though, which is pretty nice. Looks like there's a bunch of these guys on recession mode because they're already out of tires and fuel. Chalsky on top of the timesheets, that's going to be a problem. Sunny on the course. Excellent. Just great. Qualifying trim. Sweetest spots and qualifying trim. Still need a fix up on the downforce. Slight change on downforce should be nice. Right? I don't get it. What kind of aerials do you want then? Do you want maximum aerials then? The acceleration, probably. Maximum acceleration. Handling can probably use some more. Right, let's go for this. And do this manually then. It's just the brakes that are kind of annoying. It's not exactly a fast lap. Armo is showing some pretty good. Ooh, Buenos Aires really showing everybody else up though. Yeah. Ooh, Bossy still faster than Santor and Stefansson on this run. That's surprising. Perez is going down faster than Bosu here for some annoying reason. Come on! Why can't I get his setup right? This acceleration is somewhere here. No, that only goes for good. Where the hell am I supposed to put that acceleration reader then? Okay, let's go with this one again. Okay, let's go with this. Well, Perez got out faster, what the heck? That's good. Oh, tires are over too. Dang it. Well, we're off the objective rating. We still have a chance to get one more run out after this. I don't think we do. Dang it! Oh, we got slower. Yeah, let's see if we can get another crack at it. We're going down really badly. 4 minutes. 4 minutes. She's gone down to 20th. Seriously, what do I need to work with so that I can get the proper arrows? Do I have to go extreme on arrows then? One last chance for both of our drivers. I seriously do not get how I cannot get this set up right. Okay, now use this setup. The downforce has to be absolute. And in the butt downforce. Acceleration. The last chance. If this doesn't work, we'll have to come back to this one. Mm-hmm. 3 minutes left. Ugh, the brakes are still overheating. I don't get it. Not exactly a lot to work with here. I think Vosu is gonna drop in points still. Ah, that was awful. He went down to 17th. We just finished this. There's no point. That was awful. And now we also have to worry about that in the next run because apparently they voted qualifiers into the ERS. No, they didn't. And I think they also removed the ERS. Yeah, shocked faces in the press room, I know. There's no way we can get there. That's not good. We're still in a really... Let's go for super softs. This is a problem when you don't have a forecasting center. Dang it, what's wrong with your arrows? I get it. No, I didn't get a purple. Okay. Okay, we'll go with this. And stick to... It's 46 laps! So let's go with super softs. Want to keep my ultras a bit safer for later. Keep it at high for both of our drivers. And keep the ERS auto off. Let's just get this done and over with. Oh, Vossu's jumping up to 16th, surprisingly. Too bad. The chicane and the hairpins pretty much ate up his spots. That particular hairpin was a bit on a traffic jam, so he's now down to 19th. At the start of lap 2, tire wear is a bit of tire temperature is a bit of an issue, so we might have to push the car tires a bit higher. There's also not a lot of ERS coming back because we don't have a lot of speed coming in. 44 laps to go, just start lap 3. It is a high-speed circuit now, so there's a lot more laps to be worried about. Ooh, Dave is some pretty good defending there against Vossu. Tire wear is now a bit of an issue, as we only start lap 4. Things could get a bit ugly here sooner or later, so keep an ear out for that everything. Hang on. Okay, just a bit more. "42 laps to go, and the tire temperatures aren't exactly up to snuff. So is the tire wear. Ooh! Perez getting a sneak out over there on that home chicane. Taking 19th out of Vossu. Meanwhile, up front, we're seeing some ERS pump outs from Lee, Davis, and Stephenson. Esteban going a little too far and has gone into pit lane country already. But he still has a lot of energy in that ERS battery, I'm sure. Gonna get Perez out of here. Coming out of the hairpin into the home chicane, and now we're starting lap 7 with Esteva already pushing out and closing in the gap with Vossu. This ERS thing is really annoying, let me tell ya. I expect that more in something like Mario Kart. Too many driver aids. Friend Tunizin has gone for a pit change. Wachowski taking advantage of that, and is now snatching ahead. We might have to switch out to another run of two softs for this one. Around lap 11, maybe. Still got 2 laps to go for that. Here comes Armoa. Perez has somehow gotten up to 16th because of overtakes. But Esteva and Ribeiro right behind her, and definitely going to use her ERS a bit more here. Just a bit more. Ooh! Oh, good push there from Armo over the ERS. Unfortunately, that means we're losing points rather quickly. There's Esteva just about ready to overtake, but Ribeiro using her ERS to go ahead and win the 17th spot, the 16th spot instead. Now it's time for us to switch over to some more durable tires. Parts condition, doesn't seem like we need to worry about anything for now, so let's go and stick to balance running. Bosu time to go for some conservative driving on the tires. We really can't do much in terms of energy here. And considering the parts are pretty bad, we can't, the ERS is even, the ERS bonus from the other drivers are a bit higher thanks to the fact that we are using weaker engine part, weaker car parts rather. Go for endurance this time. Come on, come on, come on. Now on the way out, that's Vosu on a pit change. He's now down to 20th, however. Everybody else has also gone into softs except Esteban, who's still driving in supers, trying to keep or get some paces back. 33 laps to go for all of our drivers here. And it looks like Lee might be coming up for a change, so is Santori and Delinkvist. Davis as well. Some of them going for a little too early with the pit change. Coming out of that hairpin, let's see if she can take advantage of that. Not much. Nope, Perez isn't going to be able to take advantage of some of these pit stops as she is now blocked by Delinkvist. Bit of a fight there. Perez coming out on top at the hairpin, but we're not exactly seeing some power with the engines there. And then there's also the ERS to consider as you can. Oh, Ruiba! Bad spot there for Ruiba, who was run off the road into the runoff point. Ignore that. Only 50 seconds left and 30 more laps to go. I don't think switching out right now is a good idea. Stop complaining about the heat. We're in virtual safety car mode. Ooh, Davis took the chance to switch out, but Esteban is still driving. Blue flag for Vosu as he is overtaken by Buenos Zardo now. .29 laps to go, and Perez is having a hard time keeping her her rear end safe from the back drivers, the back markers. I mean, doesn't look too hot so far. Overtaking some of the pit laners, and Vosu gets flagged again. 28 laps to go. Perez is still at 14th. Still a bit of a decent run, but looks like Delinkvist has a chance to overtake here after the start end line. There he goes with the ERS push. Really not a fan of that. 27 laps remaining. The things on this end doesn't look too hot so far. Starting lap 21, our drivers are still in the back. How's our tire wear? 53% for Perez, 69% for Vosu. And there goes Lee with an overtake via ERS again. Perez steadily going down in the ranks, mostly because we're not using ERS properly. We can't really charge enough because we don't have enough speed in the engines. We're starting lap 23 and our drivers are... lap 24 rather, and our drivers are still in the back. That's the third blue flag for Vossou now. Okay. 22 laps to go. Somebody went in the pit lane. That's Tunizin, Armoa, and Ribeiro in the pits. Perez is now at 15, taking over. Crap, the tires are already soft on Perez's line of things. Getting blue flagged by Buchowski there. We'll definitely have to get Perez out on a pit charge here. Ooh! There's some nasty ERSing over there. Oof. Dang it, the ERS overtakes are kind of annoying. Proof Perez will now go down 17th, make that 18th. Oh no, she managed to survive in 17th, but still. Dellingfist is right ahead of her. Vossou can probably run for a bit more. Yes, don't worry about it. Yes, I know your tires are wearing down. Oof. A lot of ERS gathered there. 17 laps to go. We're going to start lap 30. Another blue flag for Vossou there. Getting blue flagged for Buchowski is kind of annoying. Now she's down at 15th because of that blue flag. Hey, isn't that cheating? $15 laps to go. Still no sign of anything of any sort of change out here. How far behind are our drivers? Dang. $13 laps to go. Switch her out to Ultras. Wait, 13 laps to go, it says. Time to back up everything. That didn't do much. 12 laps to go. Blue flagged. There's a lot of blue flagging on this race, but I think that's understandable considering that this is a brief 10 laps, tire change, parts condition, front wings. Trying to attack with the tires. And she's gonna lose her 15th place spot. Oof. Oof. There's so much traffic here that you can't tell if you're actually being blue flagged or not. 9 laps to go. Let's see if they can actually get somewhere out of that. Ugh! So much blue flagging. A lot of traffic up front. How up front? Oof, Armo is about ready to switch out. Looks like we've only got Buenos Aires on Ultras right now. Trying to pit Vosu out, switch him over to Ultras. Perez, come on, dude. Ooh, somebody ran wide. Amachi ran wide. Too bad Amachi's all the way up front. We could have taken advantage of that. Well, blue flags will be blue flags. Five laps to go. Can these tires survive? There's a no, that's not Esteban. Who the heck is that? That's Amachi. Oof, they're all using their ERS like crazy. Two laps to go. Can we go ahead with this? Dang, look at all these people. Final lap. Can we at least survive with this current standing? Maybe not. Better than nothing. I got blue flag twice. Ooh, I got 18th? Eesh. Oh well. No point worrying about that since we're gonna be demoted anyways. And finally, if the suffering in Vancouver is over, we just had to worry about 2 more legs, and then we can say goodbye to this accursed season. But that, unfortunately, we'll have to wait for another day. Let's just look at our remaining news for this this leg, and then we can probably go home and call it in. No penalties. Somebody got. Ooh, Buenos Aires got a pole position bonus. Too bad he couldn't convert that to a pole finish. Yeah, understand how you feel, buddy. We've been running really awfully in the past season, so. Still happy, at least. Oh, Vosu's numbers are going down heavily. Perez's are going down slowly, but it's still decent. We still got $51,000 out of that, so I think we're okay. Let's look at those news points, and then we'll go ahead and call it in. Pretty low parts condition drop, at least. There's no point dropping his morale. He's already pretty much on his way out. Awesome pit crews. Okay, Kanazawa is about ready to go. We just need somebody to retire. Take a break. And with that, we're pretty much just 2 legs away from finishing this accursed 2026 season and going back to the ERS to lick our wounds. That being said, thank you so much for dropping by. Sorry for the slightly late start and, well, the poor performance of our drivers. Definitely could work out something better than that once we've rebuilt most of our stuff, but that's going to take a bit more practice and a bit more working and a little bit more investment, really. Hopefully, we can actually invest in the one we want to make once we finish the season, and then we can climb our way back up. Anyway, for the time being, if you got any complaints or violent reactions, please, 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 I would really be grateful if you can drop me a line on my Twitter or my Pixiv. Uh, if you got a hankering for older streams that have expired here on Twitch, you can always check the VOD archive linked in the About tab of my profile page, and also searchable on YouTube under the same username, Lurk at Work. By the way, if you're currently checking the VOD, thanks for dropping by, and sorry that the performance was pretty much called in. I had to. This is pretty much just trying to finish everything so we can go back to familiar ground and rebuild from there. Once we're ready, we'll climb back up in the ranks, I assure you. If you still got some hankering for better stream or better VODs and probably pining for the glory days of our team, you can check the other videos in the channel. Might be interesting for you. Anyway, speaking of the channel, if you got a friend who might be interested in the stuff I stream or who just wants to complain about PNG streamers in general, please do not hesitate to drop me to share my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/lurkatwork. It's all from me for now. Tomorrow, not too sure what's going to happen, so keep an ear out on socials. We might finish the season tomorrow. We can go to something else. For the time being, though, the work is going to be RTB. Thanks again for watching, and stand by if you're still in the mood for some streams. I can send you over if somebody is doing an art stream. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. See y'all when I see y'all. Night for those who are heading out, and stand by for those who are about to be sent over.